Hello. I am definitely honored. Hop on here, give y'all some game about how to do creative financing. Subject to, and for those who joining, uh, I'm waiting on the guest, Gene. Definitely hop on here, and we're gonna give y'all the game about how to close more deals. Whether you're doing wholesale deals, like you leave a lot of opportunity, a lot of money on the table. So of course we have to navigate and do something as we call creative financing, and we're gonna show y'all how to strategically pick up properties, um, doing sub two, right? So of course is the subject to it, and that's what we're gonna go over today. So waiting on my guy to go ahead and join. Gene, what's going on?
Yo, what's good, big homie?
What's up? What's up, man? What's up?
Man, just getting to it on this Saturday afternoon. What's up with you?
We still working. We
Yeah,
still working.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely, man. Ready to give it to the people too. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Like most definitely. And because I get tons of questions of how do you successfully do a subject to, what is
Mm-hmm,
subject to, what is creative financing, right? And a lot
mm-hmm.
of times I get stuck on the sexier topics is fix and flip or wholesaling. So of
Right.
course there's it's tons of money that us as investors we leave on the table because we're not strategically doing these creative financing deals because
Hmm.
times if a wholesale deal isn't working, you still can make money on that property. You still can control that asset. So
Absolutely.
a lot of times people like they just try to do the 70% rule minus the repairs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't even know the equation on
Yeah,
wholesaling, man. I
you
don't.
see, I'm throwing some. I don't even know a 70, 65%. I
Yeah,
don't know, but
yeah.
yeah, we see it all the time, and we see
Hmm.
that these investors they come into these deals with that mindset, thinking it's going to be a wholesale or a flip, but they don't know because they not asking the right questions to these sellers to go ahead and perform a creative financing. So, of
Hmm.
get into it, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell them a little bit about yourself, Gene. I know you out there killing,
All
it, man.
right, man. I'm out here. I'm out here doing my best, man. I'm Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the Go Getter family,
Yeah.
and WeBuyAndHelp.com. That's my acquisition website. So that's something good that you guys are going to need to have when you get into this business. So let me just tell you this, guys. I was doing traditional real estate investing for about 2.5, 3 years roughly.
Yeah.
Exactly what Lonzie was just talking about. We were doing the traditional fix and flips, borrowing money from lenders, from banks, hard money lenders. Now my partner, he's a doctor. He's a doctor, so he's got money, man, and he's got the ability to make money. Well, they were giving us a hard time borrowing money to do these flips.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm the type of person. Obstacles, those I don't look at obstacles as a bad thing. They're just a
Right.
lesson on how things don't work. And then next time I run into that, I know how to, know how to work it. So my friend says to me one day though, he's like, hey, why can't I just take over somebody's mortgage? And I'm like, man, you can't do that. All these
Yeah.
books I've read. Yeah, I'm like, you can't do that. Well, about a week and a half later, they're still giving us a hard time borrowing money for this flip we were trying to do. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to look into this. Man, I looked it up. I found assumption, which is the same thing. You got to, qualify applications, right? Then I found subject to. And man, my life has not been the same since. It
Yeah.
hasn't been the same since. In 90 days, bro, in 90 days, I acquired 4 houses. I have 4 properties that I own that I get passive income off of. And then
Yeah.
I did 5 transactions in 90 days. Yeah.
Man.
Before that, I only did 3. In 2.5 years, I did 3 fix and flips in 2.5 years.
Wow.
So yeah, ever since then, man, we got the Go Getter family, put that together because we want to give this knowledge to the people. We want to give this knowledge to the people because it's for people like us, man. It's for us. No
Yeah.
credit apps, no W-2s, no bag in the bank. We are the bank.
Man,
So
and especially doing the subject to deal because you are literally going around the bank. So that bank that qualifying you for a 640 or 620 credit score to acquire that same property, or just a higher money lender who's saying your credit score got to be at a 600 to acquire this property
right,
and loan. Well, we just go around that because somebody else have already got the loan. So that home
right,
already have a loan in place. We just catching them up on their mortgage payments and taking over the mortgage
right.
and continue to pay that mortgage.
Yes.
But a lot of times I always hear, right? I hear wholesalers or I hear homeowners typically ask this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ask what happens if there's a default on the property. So you took over the property, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
got, and they asking you, so what happens if you default on the property? So I would love for you to go ahead and share some light on that.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say if the homeowner? I mean, it's just an
Yeah,
objection that you have
absolutely.
to overcome. So definitely,
Yes. Yes. And I mean, you know, you'll get that a lot depending on the way that you present yourself. You know, if you've got a good credibility kit, then that lessens that particular objection. But you gotta have a feel, because we do value-based negotiating. Okay. So we don't just come in there like everybody else. So we get to know our sellers and our prospects. So that helps us negotiate. But when I get that objection, there's one or two things. Now, I tell them, hey, listen, if this is gonna keep you up at night worrying about the payments, this isn't for you. Yeah,
no,
this isn't for you, and I don't mind giving you some information to send you in another direction. But dealing with me and We Buy and Help, yeah, it just isn't for you. But my track record shows that we have a number of houses, and we absolutely, continue to make those payments because it's in our interest to make those payments, So that's one of them. That's one of the ways I do it. Now, then
yeah,
this is the thing, guys. You got to think about this negotiation. It's almost like a seduction. You don't come in there heavy-handed and just slap people in the face with your demands and what you
right,
want. Yeah, you
right,
can't do that. So
right.
you've got, yeah, we make them kind of apply for us to see if they'll
Mm-hmm.
qualify for us to help them. So that's how we take care of that objection before it even comes about. You know.
I mean, you said something that's definitely key. Like, we don't want to spring a lot of worry or a lot of worry on these homeowners. Like, it's like, look, we got the value, so we want you to come to us.
Right.
Them are way more easier homeowners and clients to deal with, those who want to deal with us, than vice versa, us trying to shove something down their throat.
Mm-hmm.
Don't work, because later on
Yeah.
it'll be a headache. Like, they're gonna
Right.
get more questions
Yeah.
later on down the road, and it's gonna be like, man, it just turns into a nightmare. It really
Yeah,
turns.
it's a headache. My thing is
Yeah,
this now, listen, if I put some money in your pocket, and I get you, see, we do more than just put money in your pocket. We'll help you find another place to live.
yeah,
We've got a moving company that does the heavy lifting for you, all of that stuff. So, hey, listen, if I get you on down the road, get on
yeah,
down the road then, to your next stage in life. I got this. This is behind you. We don't live in the
yeah,
past. So we're
yeah.
going to take care of this. But, one question I get too, Lonzie, is how do you find these properties? How do
Oh,
you find subject twos? So
so
what do you do?
I mean, here in Michigan, how I find mine, I have what they normally put all of the postings inside this newspaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know, I mean, because I know PropStream have them, but PropStream, sometimes the data not accurate.
Right.
But this comes from the local courthouse.
Right.
So I literally get a newspaper which have nothing but leads in there. It
Mm-hmm.
got bankruptcies,
Pre-foreclosure.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and oh yeah, I already said probate. So probate, bankruptcies, pre-foreclosures inside this newspaper.
Yeah.
So I target that. It gives it to you 4 weeks in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Time to target them pre-foreclosures 4 weeks in advance.
Yes.
And
I like
now
it.
I do them properties.
Right.
Of course, like, that's how I find about pre-foreclosure deals.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And it varies from state to state. It
I
varies.
I like that though. I love that
Yeah,
because you said you're going down to the courthouse for this, right?
yeah.
So this is the thing, guys. We talk about because this is for everyday people, man, this
Oh,
strategy, and it puts us at the same starting line as the elite and the wealthy because we're
yeah,
now playing by their rules, all right? But I don't like to spend a lot of my own money. And at first I
no,
couldn't because I didn't have it. You know what I mean? So what
mhm,
you're doing with that strategy to find them, it doesn't cost that much money.
no.
And then yeah, the beautiful part about it is too, they're no competition prospects because you said 4 weeks in advance.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so think about that, guys. That's a
Yeah.
jewel right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a gem.
So I'm definitely getting these properties, and then, like, when I go through, a lot of times these homeowners, right? So when you get the lead, it's like, what do you do with the lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times that them homeowners, they don't really like phone calls because of the
Right.
simple fact they're already getting their phone call from creditors, these banks, like they calling them. So it's
Yeah.
aggravating another investor to come
Mhm.
in and give them the same phone calls, and now you on the same spiel as these banks. It's like, no. So
Right.
like what I do, I either send them a letter,
Mhm.
I will go and knock on their door and I always do it passively. So I say,
Right.
hey, I'm an investor in the area and I'm looking to purchase property in this area. I don't
Mhm.
come to the door and say, hey, I see that the property is in foreclosure.
Never say that.
Yeah, never,
Don't
never.
say that, guys. Don't do it. Yeah,
So,
don't do it.
yes, of course, I go in passively.
Mhm.
That lowers their guards down a little bit more. And they're like, hey, well, are you looking to invest in this area? Well, I'm thinking about selling because you and them, they already know. You know from an investor standpoint that they are already in pre-foreclosure.
Absolutely.
So you don't need to go into them type of deals aggressive.
Right.
And the homeowner know that they're in pre-foreclosure, but they don't know that you know.
Exactly.
So it brings down their guard a little bit.
Love it.
Actually helps them. It helps you build that credibility instantly because they come,
Mhm.
oh, wow, I'm thinking about selling. How did you know I was looking to sell? I
Right.
didn't know you was looking to sell. I didn't.
Right. I
So,
love that too. Yeah,
yeah,
almost like the universe put you guys together by
yeah,
destiny. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Yeah, I love it, man. And this is the thing too, guys. Now, in this episode, this is the Creative Financing Academy. So we're
yeah,
gonna give you guys the game. Give
yeah,
it to you, man. And today we're talking about how we find these properties and then how to negotiate with these
yeah,
sellers. Okay. So guys, listen to what Lonzie just said though. When he goes to these people, he knocks on that door, makes it personal, but he doesn't come like every other investor. We've got to differentiate ourselves from everyone else because we are different. And the thing I like to compare it to is this, man. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, man, we used to shoot the dozens on each other
man,
hard, boy. I'm talking about we walking down the street cracking jokes tough,
yeah,
but I mean tearing each other up. But what that did was this though, it sharpened our wit. It
yeah,
sharpened our wit, okay? So it made us quick on our toes, man. And it
yeah,
gave us that game. So
yeah,
we've gotta apply that when we're talking to these prospects.
yeah,
Guys, don't be nervous, man. They're just regular people. We're
yeah,
just regular people, and we talk to them just like we would talk to anyone else, but we wanna empathize, but not sympathize.
yeah,
There's a difference. There's definitely a difference and it matters. All right. So I want to say this. This is how I approach. One of my approaches, anyhow, is now we'll do phone calls, but I like to do the door knocks too.
yeah,
Okay. And I tell them, I'm a community investor. I don't like to say I'm a real estate investor. I like to say
uh-huh,
I'm a community investor because we are different, man. Like I said, we help them find a place, with our relationships in the city that I'm in, and then help them move. So we're community investors, and let me see here. Okay, we're community investors, and we're community investors, and we're looking to improve this neighborhood, and stop people from coming in that are buying the place up and then raising the prices and getting everybody out of the neighborhood.
yeah,
This is how I open it up and soften them up, right?
mm-hmm,
This is how you open it because when you come in and talk to these people, you can't be like the typical salesman, man, like with the slick back hair and
yeah,
because and the trial closes where you keep them nodding yes. No, we don't do that, because a person has a physiological response to these things, so their defenses are up. So when you ask them an obvious yes question, do you like ice cold water? They're
yeah,
like, yeah, well, they know a trap's coming.
yeah,
They know a trap is on the way, so their defenses is up. So we use honesty, and then we use it's called self-deprecating humor. So this is what I tell them. This is what I tell them now when we get in after I've introduced myself, and we chat just a little bit, and I've told them I'm a community investor, and I tell them this. I say, hey, now you're gonna think I'm a cheapskate by the end of this, but I hope we can remain friends. Right now, what that does is I'm being honest and upfront, but it's with that self-deprecating humor because we're negotiating. So you're gonna think I'm a cheapskate, so they know that I've got to get this for under a certain price so I can make some money, right?
right,
But it's got that bit of humor in there. It's got that bit of humor in there, but that honesty that prepares them and just opens them up for a conversation. But I hope we can still remain friends, at the end of this. And then I smile a little bit and giggle, just a little bit like I hope we can remain friends after this.
yeah,
And then that opens it up. I'm telling you guys, that thing works like a gem.
yeah. I mean, because you definitely have to do like reverse psychology on people. So
Hmm.
was very cool, man. Like that was very cool. Now I know, especially like a lot of times investors they always ask, well, what about the due on sale clause? Like how do you,
Love it.
man? Because
I love it.
scared because you're taking over a property,
Mm-hmm.
and it has every mortgage nowadays
Yes.
due on sale clause. So that
Everyone.
and what the due on sale clause does, it triggers the bank to say, hey, this property been transferred.
Mm-hmm.
They can call that loan was
Mm-hmm.
they can call
Yes.
it done in 30 days. And if you can't come up
Absolutely.
with the existing balance,
Yeah.
then
They're
they foreclose
foreclosing. Yep. Yep. They foreclose on it.
on all of the money that you put into that property. So
Yes.
how do you get around that due on sale clause? Like,
Man, I love the due on sale clause. I love it because it is the biggest myth in
yeah,
real estate investing that tries to keep us out of this strategy, y'all.
yeah,
Okay. Listen
yeah,
to me right now. Okay. That due on sale clause, that is the weapon, then the wording that they use to try to keep us from using this strategy and becoming
yeah,
the bank. All right. So this is how this works now. Like Lonzie just explained, due on sale, they can call the loan due. If you gotta come up with the remaining balance within 30 days, or they can foreclose. One, most banks, if you're paying that loan and you've brought it, you've reinstated it and
yeah,
brought it current, they
yeah,
are not gonna call that loan due because now you're paying it. And remember, we pay the interest up front on that loan. You paying
yeah,
the interest on that thing on the front end, so they're making their profit. But we purchase like this, all right? And this is how, now I know y'all have heard of this,
yeah,
our viewers. We purchase with trust, all
yeah,
right? Land trust, and then I believe it's 6 states, and Iowa is one where I'm from, and Michigan is one as well.
yeah,
A grantor living revocable trust,
yeah,
which is the same thing. So we buy it in a trust. Now, 1983, the Gorn Saint-Germain Act, all right? That was where they came up with the due on sale clause, okay? Now, they came up with it because there was people coming in like Lou Brown, Ron LeGrand. They were taking over a lot of these mortgages, buying subject to. Well, back then they had super high interest rates. So they could foreclose and then loan that money back out at a higher interest rate. So it was in their interest. Well, so what they did, the Gorn Saint-Germain Act, it's a federal law where they put the due on sale in effect. But there are 7 reasons why a bank cannot call a loan due.
yeah,
Okay. There are 7 reasons. Now, one of them is divorce. All right. When you get a divorce, I mean, hey, I'm all right. I'm going to keep the house. So I don't want you. You got to get up out of here. But I need that deed in my name. So they
yeah,
transfer that deed to my name. They can't call the loan due for that. Also, if you transfer your deed on a 3-year lease, but there cannot be an option. Okay. They can't call the loan due for that. A death. Probate, you can't, that's unexpected. Death, you inherit the property, transfer the deed to the property, they
yeah,
cannot call it due. But listen, guys, all of that's all, hey, whatever, man, whatever, right? This is what matters, because understand this, y'all, the rich and the wealthy, when they create the game and they create the rules, they make rules for us, for the
mhm,
regular people, and then they make rules for them,
yeah,
the rules that they move by. Right? And they're not going to play by the same rules as us. They're just
no,
not, because they
no,
created the game. So one of the rules, and this is what we use, it's called estate planning. They
no,
cannot call that loan due for estate planning, and this is a law. So if you transfer your property into a trust,
yeah,
they cannot call that loan due because that's
nope,
estate planning, right? So this is how we buy all our properties. We buy them
yeah,
in trust, and this is how the rich and the wealthy move. So they did this so that, they could move around the banks and be the banks, and so that they would have anonymity. Because when you look up a trust, you don't know who owns that trust.
do not, no, you do not,
Man,
nope,
right. Is
nope.
that how you buy? Is that how you buy, Lonzie?
Yeah, so when I take over properties doing subject to, I always close everything through my trust. I close it all
Mm-hmm.
through my trust. So I'm not even worried about the due on sale clause, but I do explain to a homeowner up front.
Mm-hmm.
What I do is I explain all objections up front, so they don't even have nothing to even ask me.
Okay.
Because I typically what I do, I educate them. I say, hey, the more
Absolutely.
due on sale clause into that, they like, what is the due on sale clause?
Mm-hmm.
Then I educate them. I say, well, hey, if I was to take over this property, the bank can call that your loan due. So
Mm-hmm.
if you took out a mortgage, let's say 10 years ago at 100 grand, you down to $60,000, $70,000, and
Mm-hmm.
but you behind $8,000. So I'm gonna reinstate it with the 8 grand.
Right.
I have to pay this $70,000 off over
Mm-hmm.
time. But if the bank can call that $70,000 due in 30 days,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hey, I close my properties in a trust, so the banks cannot cannot do the due on sale clause
Mm-hmm.
properties.
Mm-hmm.
So I always keep that. I always knock out my objections first because they're my
Mm-hmm.
hardest. Because a lot of times they go to sleep, they get to worrying about things.
You're
And
right.
hey, like we closing the trust.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that, man. And for everybody that's just tuning in, that didn't catch us from the beginning, this is the Creative Financing Academy with Lonzie Rattler up there with the champion Real Estate Institute up there in Flint, Michigan, and Gene Boykin, the Go Getter Family Academy down here in Sioux City, Iowa. And this shows you now I'm in Iowa. We can
Yeah,
do this in all 50 states, y'all, because I'm doing it
yeah,
in Iowa. So guys, also hit that like button. And drop a comment in there too, because we're going to be doing this every Saturday for you guys,
yeah.
giving you guys some games. So if there's something that you want to learn, want us to talk about, go ahead and put it in the comments, and we'll try to do an episode on it. And today we're talking about how you find them, and then also how we negotiate these, right? Yeah. And Lonzie gave some good game there, how he deals with the objections up front. Okay. Yeah, and I like that. Yeah, I like that. You kill the objection before it even comes to mind, right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
what I do is this. I never use the term subject to. I
No,
never say
I
subject
know.
to a seller. Nope, never. So we don't use industry lingo and industry jargon,
No.
because when you do that, that creates questions in their mind, because these people
Yeah,
aren't real estate investors. We are. So
yeah.
we use regular terminology. Hey, we're going to take over that mortgage. And this is my subject to line. I'm going to give this to y'all for free now. This is my subject to line. Hey, we're going to take over your mortgage, and ideally we'd like to find a buyer for it. But until then, we're just going to continue to make your payments.
Yeah.
And then you
But
be quiet. I love
but
it. Go ahead.
this is the next objection, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how long are you? I mean, like how long are you going to take over my payments? That's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
the next objection. So I
Mm-hmm.
always know as well. Hey, so I'm going to take over the mortgage until the mortgage actually expires, right? So
Yep.
they already know. Hey, if you got 15 years still left on the mortgage, I'm taking over for the next 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not letting you know I'm about to cash out this property early. Why?
Right.
I don't
Right.
have.
No, you don't. And I like that. And that's because that's what you're doing, guys. We are
Yeah.
upfront. We're upfront and honest about everything now, guys, because
Oh,
we're helping these people, and they know everything that's going on, okay,
oh,
with this transaction. But
100%.
I tell them, like I said, that line I said, hey, ideally we'd love to find a buyer for it, but until then, we're just going to continue to pay your mortgage. Now, if
Yeah.
they have that objection that Lonzie said, I say, well, one way or the other, we're going to pay that mortgage off. When we find the buyer for it, it just cashes it out.
Yeah.
Or if we can't find a buyer for this house, Miss Johnson, because there are a lot of repairs that need to be made, and we've got to upgrade this a lot, and it's not going to cost you anything. We're just going to keep making the payments until we pay it off.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it, guys. You keep it simple. You keep it simple.
Yeah.
And don't over explain things. And my mentor told me this: a listening ear is priceless. And guys, God gave us one mouth and two ears for a reason. We're supposed to listen more
Yeah.
than we talk to these people. So what I do is I ask them open-ended questions. All right. They're called interrogatives. Okay.
Yeah.
Who, what, how, why, and then you can throw that where in there too. But they're
Yeah.
open-ended. They can't answer them with a yes or a no.
Yeah.
So yeah, we let them talk, and that way they negotiate with themselves for us. And the thing about it is this too. Now, one more thing, guys, these are people's biggest investments that they make in life. So they have made memories here. They've had kids here. They've had parties. They've had graduations. So they're gonna want to tell you about these things. They're gonna
Yeah.
want to talk about their house, and they're gonna want to talk about it if it's bad memories too. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter either way. They're gonna want to talk.
Yeah.
You know.
100%.
So, guys, finding these properties, though, we've got to find them before we
Yeah.
can negotiate. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
My first subject too, I'm gonna tell you where I found it. I found that thing on Zillow. It was a for sale by owner. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what we do now, though, is I like to research these properties, research as much as possible before I touch base with them. So this way I know information and I can see if they're going to tell me the truth or not, because I'll ask them calibrated questions to see if they're honest or if they're not, because I already know the answer. But I did my research and I saw that this house, they only bought it like a year and a half ago, you know? And I'm like, well, why? Yeah. And it was a nice house. So I'm saying, okay, well, why would they want to sell? You know, something's got to be going on. This is what I tell myself. Something's got to be going on because it's a nice house. They just bought it and they don't have any equity because they just bought it a year and a half ago. So I know that subject to will work, because a house that doesn't have equity, a person will have to come out of their pocket to sell that the traditional way, to pay the realtor commission and to pay closing costs. Because you've got to pay that 6%. The rule of thumb with traditional is it's 12 to 15% of your estimate or your eventual selling price. That's what you pay for your realtor fees and stuff. So with no equity, a person's going to have to write a check instead of putting a check in their pocket. This is where we come in and help, man. So I went and talked to him. I was over there for about 2 hours, man, that first time. 2 hours. And I closed that thing. No, I didn't close it the first time. Now it's going to take more than one visit. Okay, y'all?
Oh yeah, it's
more than one visit. Yeah, absolutely.
That's just like a property that I'm taking over Monday. Like, but I'm just but I had let the lady I had gave her the power of attorney paper so she can go ahead and she can sign that, right? Because you definitely need the power of attorney paper, and the reason why is for when you bank or when you're going to sell this property, you don't need to contact that homeowner and say, hey, I need you to come sign this paperwork, or it creates the hassle, right? I have a lady, as of right now, who I gave the power of attorney paper to. She got it signed, and we got it notarized and everything. But she's not the actual homeowner. She is living in the property. It's her mother's house. Okay. So her mother. I spoke to the mother, and the mother said, I don't care about the property. I'm getting rid of the property.
Done with it.
Go to foreclosure. I don't care. So I asked her, I said, hey, well, would you mind if the daughter was to take over any payments or anything? She said, I don't care about the property. I haven't paid the last 2 months, so we're going to let this property go to foreclosure.
I don't care about my credit. None of that, because I'm done with it. Yep.
So I'm like, hold on. So I gave the lady, which is the daughter, the power of attorney paper for her mother to sign. So mother signed over the power of attorney to her, so now she sets over the property.
I see.
I don't have to talk to the mother no more. I'm the daughter, so now attorney signed over from her to me.
To you.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Man. Right. That's beautiful. And guys, let me say this. Now, when we do these transactions, our contracts are the most powerful, most important thing that we have. I'm going to tell y'all this, man. The pen is mightier than the sword. It always has been, and it always will be. All right, y'all. So we've got to make sure our contracts, that we know them front to back, and that they are correct and they protect us, and then they allow us to do what we need to do. So I'll tell you this. This is what you guys need. These are the contracts that you need to do these transactions. You need your information release form. Okay. And all of my contracts, I don't even call them contracts. First off, when I talk to a seller, it's just and they don't sign either. I just need you to authorize the paperwork. It's beautiful. Right. So sorry, I get off topic sometimes. Your information release, your limited or your standard purchase and sale agreement. Okay. Your limited power of attorney. Okay. And then I have, it's called my CTF letter, cover the family, because we protect ourselves. But cover the family, baby. We got to now. But it's your standard seller acknowledgments. That one, it makes sure that they weren't under the influence, that they are mentally capable of selling a contract, that they weren't under duress, that they weren't promised anything outside of this contract. You know, that's your seller acknowledgement, your CTF letter, cover the family, y'all. Then I have a due on sale acknowledgement, your standard due on sale acknowledgement, and did I say your limited power of attorney? Your limited power of attorney. So that's it. And combined, all my documents in that document packet, subject to it's 16 pages long. 16 pages. And that's all it takes to buy these properties. You don't, when you go buy a house with a regular mortgage, man, you're signing something like this thick, like you're signing your life away. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. And it is one more tidbit, guys. when I have them sign these documents, I only have them. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my deal insurance too, my memorandum of contract, to make sure somebody, make sure somebody can't come in and offer your seller more money, and then your seller just says, "Oh, I'm not going to mess with Gene no more because I'm making $500 more. So now I'm going to sell it to this guy." No, we got deal insurance, y'all. So they're going to have to go through us always because you signed an agreement. Yeah. So I have them sign my information release. I have them sign the standard purchase and sale agreement, and then I have them sign that memorandum of contract. But the rest of the documents, I have them sign those at closing. Yeah, I have them sign those at closing. So they're getting read. The escrow agent is reading them to them at closing. Man, it's beautiful. That's how I do it.
Super easy. Super easy.
It's simple.
Yes, sir. Like, you got to build a team out. Like, you have to build a team. So when you go deals, that your title company or your attorney is close.
Yeah. Oh, look.
I was just getting a phone call.
Oh,
but it's way much easier. Yeah. But it's way much easier, like, when you do got your team built.
Yes. And we're going to train them on that.
Yeah.
We're going to give you all the game on this, okay? Step by step. Today was just finding the sellers, finding these properties, and then, how to talk to these people. And the thing is, too, guys, for everybody that's just now tuning in, too, this is Lonzie Rattler up there in Flint, Michigan, with the Champion Real Estate Institute, man. I love that name, dog. The champion, because you know what I mean? We come from the mud, man. We come from the mud. I don't come from money. I'm going to assume that Lonzie doesn't either, And I say this, man. I'm not poor because of my mom and dad. I'm actually about to create generational wealth because of my mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? We grew up poor. But they taught me integrity, but certain characteristics to get us up out of that. But guys, we run into 3 different types of people. I do. The first one is on a pre-foreclosure or foreclosure, they're just going to ride it out. They don't care. They don't want to open any more letters, take any more phone calls, nothing. They're just going to ride it out until the sheriff comes in and kicks them out of there forcibly. Okay. The second is a person that just needs more time. They don't want to sell, they just need a little bit more time to maneuver and finagle some things. And then the third person is, you know what? They just want to see how much money they can get and get up out of there. They want to leave us behind, and that third person, that's what I love to deal with. But this is where I say we're different too. That second person, listen, guys, if they don't want to sell, I'm not some predatory investor. All right. So I'm not going to try to talk you and manipulate you into selling. No, if you just need more time, you got kids, grandkids and stuff that enjoy that house. I'm going to ask you what you've done so far. And after you tell me, based off my knowledge of the industry, I'm going to point you in the right direction and tell you what to do to get more time. Yeah, I did that, man, on my acquisition website, webuyandhelp.com. There's a testimonial on there of a lady. She needed more time. She told me what she had done. I gave her the information to get a delay of sale because she already had a date for the auction. I got her a delay of sale. She got 90 more days. And this was 2 years ago. And she's still in that house today. She is still in that house today because of those 90 days, man. Yeah. So this is how we operate, guys. We help people, man. We help people. We're helping the bank because we're reinstating the loan, bringing it current. We're helping our seller because we're saving them from a foreclosure credit, foreclosure on their credit history. We're putting some money in their pocket. We're helping them find another place, helping them move. We're helping the community because we provide affordable home ownership. And then to top it all off, the side effects of that are beneficial for us and our families. That's it. Yeah.
So beautiful. I hope that this reached somebody, man, and definitely somebody else, man.
Absolutely.
But even though we talking about subject to, it's a powerful strategy for those who definitely want to get invested into real estate, who don't have time. Like, you don't need a lot of money to get invested.
Sure don't.
You need to learn the system and you need to learn the scripts. After that, everything else is pretty much easy. So if y'all need help, DM us, reach out to us. I mean, like,
tell them where they can find you.
Huh?
Tell them where they can find you at.
They
outside of Instagram.
Here on Instagram, Lonzie Rattler here on Instagram, and I'm also Lonzie Rattler on Facebook. So either way, either platform, like DM away, and I can definitely help you do creative deals and push you to the next level.
Absolutely. And guys, I'm actually working on a system that's going to be out the next 30 days. At 30 days, man, I'm in the lab right
Yeah.
now to where, you know, if you're an existing real estate investor, we're gonna show you how to triple your number of properties. You know, you're gonna increase your number of properties by 3 times within 90 days. And if you are a budding investor, you'll get that property within 90 days by following this system. So we're gonna have that out for you guys soon. But guys, you can find me. I'm on YouTube at the Go Getter Family, and then also GoGetterFamily.com. GoGetterFamily.com. That's got a bunch of information on there for you guys, and we've got our document packets too. Because if you go to a lawyer and say, hey, do you know what subject to is? You know, they're going to be like, oh, some might know it, some might not. And if you ask them about the contracts, they don't have them. They don't have them. You've got to get these in the industry, okay? And the only thing you need to close these deals too, because we don't need a bank, because we become the bank, you know, we don't fill out credit applications, don't show W-2s, no debt to income, none of that, because we become the bank. We don't need realtors, none of that. Only thing we need is a title company and a lawyer. Now, depending on your state, it's either or. You could have just a lawyer or just a title company. So that's all we need, guys. That's all we need. But there's a way that you ask them about this. So anyhow, GoGetterFamily.com. Now, my thing about this is too, guys, if you're not a go-getter, right, I'm not the right one for you. I'm just not. Because I need you to take action. I need you to set your fear aside, man. I need you to want this and know that, yes, you know what? I am above intelligence. My skills are above average, you know, but I'm just stuck in this job and I don't know how to, you know, get out of it because I got these bills. If that's the case, come holler at the Go Getter Family. Because if you're a go getter, man, we're going to teach you how to do it with this strategy, you know, become the bank because you can, damn it, because you can, you know,
Most definitely.
for sure. So what, man, we're on here every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern. You got any closing words for the people, Lonzie?
One thing I gotta say is definitely, like, when you evaluating deals, get somebody who have done what you have doing, right? So they can help you close more deals. And that goes for me and Gene. Like, so definitely, like, get somebody who's in the field, who's in the market, who's closing deals. Some questions. Ask them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that advice, man. I love it because, and me and Lonzie are going to be teaming up together to help individuals and groups of people. You know, we just networked and met up, man. Relationships are important. But guys, you know, I don't know about y'all, but like my role models growing up, I didn't have anybody that taught me financial literacy, you know, that taught me about how to invest in real estate. You know, and schools damn sure didn't. Public schools, you know, all I knew was be an athlete or a rapper, you know. So really, man, and it's, man, that shit ain't cool. Excuse my language. That stuff ain't cool, man, you know. But now, guys, this knowledge is here and it's out there. So now it's not on them. It's not on I didn't have a role model to show me or the schools sucked. Now it's on you because this knowledge is out here. All right. So what I did was I found someone that is doing what I wanted to do and that has been through what I am, you know, trying to go through and knew these details. And I hooked up with them, you know, but you got to bring some sort of value to the table. So having a mentor or a coach, it is absolutely necessary in your success. Absolutely. Now, I did want to say this, guys, before we go. And remember, we're going to be on here every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on my Instagram live next week at the Go Getter Family. Guys, hit that thumbs up. Put some flames in the comments if you like what you're hearing. But I wanted to say this, guys. Fear, it's a made up thing. Fear is made up. All right. It's the thought that something bad is going to happen in the future, you know, or we're going to make a mistake if we don't do this right, or if we don't do that right. Well, so it's almost like we're psychics when it comes to ourselves, and it holds us back. But guys, faith is a made up thing too, right? But faith is the thought that something good is going to happen based off of our commitment and our hard work and our sacrifice. So we know that we're going to have good results, but they're both made up. Best part about it is they're a choice. So I choose faith. I don't subscribe to fear. So which one are y'all going to choose?
There you go.
That's the question.
There you
That's
go.
the question.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. All right, man. We're going to get on up out of here.
All right. Well, yeah, I definitely most see you next Saturday, man. So we can definitely get on here and we can talk about some more creative financing ways. And we'll be doing this every Saturday.
They dropping them flames for us, man. I love y'all, man. We doing this for the people, man. We are, you know, Lonzie's doing it for his champions. I'm doing it for my go-getters. You know what I mean? So, you know, we supporting y'all. man, support us, you know, with the little like button, man, and dropping some flames in there. Also, let us know in the comments if there's some questions you guys have. We'll try to answer them throughout the week, but if not, we'll try to do an episode on them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. So,
All right.
man, until next time.
All right,
Get to
chap.
it, y'all.
All right.